I'm not sure.
Latier from the chat, how effective would the tracking device be on Stephan's vehicle when it was put there because he got arrested 2 days after Madeline was declared missing? Well, Latier, great question.
Yeah.
Possibly Stephan Stearns dumped the body very early on in the investigation. And if they were able to plant that tracking device early on, that may have been how they discovered where that his car was at that location. And then what did they do? They took a mold of his tire from the print left on the ground. And also, they had an eyeball witness at that location saying that they saw him there. So I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg. Did the tracking device track him to that location? Did the eyeball witness give him that information? I don't know. Or was there other GPS type tracking besides the tracking device that they got the search warrant for? But Latia, thank you. Great question.
No, really good question.
I don't know the exact answer, but look, they wouldn't have went to the trouble to get these tracking devices if they aren't successful, if they haven't had success with them in the past. Look, law enforcement is on the front burner of technology. They're using all the latest technology. And you notice in almost every single case we cover, some kind of digital evidence is almost the smoking gun every single time. And in this case, what, as we opened the show with, what kept this savage in jail? His phone. Right. The images on his phone kept him in jail while the police now could take their time doing the investigation. And look, I have said, and I'll still say it, I think Jennifer Soto is involved, and I don't know why or when they're going to slap handcuffs on her. And I predict that they will. I believe she's involved. I cannot believe that this horrific situation was going on with her daughter for 5 years, and she knew nothing of it. I just do not buy that, Mike.
Yeah, Billy. The phone it's tremendous. It is our. We have so much there. Pictures, our history of our communications with people, calling, text messaging, and so if there is anything at all on Ms. Soto's phone, and it may go back 6 months, a year, whatever, how long it is, and there's any sort of communication, text communication between her and Stephan that sounds like she is aware of and tolerating this sort of behavior, then she could easily be arrested for child, at the absolute very least, you'd be child neglect, child abuse, and it could also possibly be, depending on what it is, a conspiracy charge if there was ever any evidence with her cell phone that would indicate that she had an awareness that he was engaging in SA, or that after the fact that she may have covered for him, because people don't realize it. We text each other all the time. We don't think that, when you text me and say, are you free to do a show? That, and I answer back, that's permanent, pretty much. Right. People don't realize that, and I don't realize until you start to think about it. You're like, yeah, that's a history of my communication with everyone in my family and all my friends, professional and personal, and it could lead to charges with her. So it's possible, and again, they can take their time. They can take their time and do it right. Ms. Soto is not going anywhere anytime soon, and I wouldn't be surprised if they are watching her, just in case she may try to run.
Jordan Davies from the chat, how soon do you think it was until the tracking devices were put on the vehicles? Jordan, I think that when Madeline Soto and Stephan Stern made the missing person report, I think almost immediately the police got raised up about Stephan Stern's. And I wouldn't doubt that they went very quickly, maybe in the first day, to get the search warrant for these tracking devices on both of their cars, because the stories were bad. Remember the interviews on television where
Yeah.
he was crying dry tears? Remember that? And I also felt that Jennifer Soto wasn't all that convincing. I think the police weren't convinced by them either. And I think they were raised up, and they probably got those tracking devices pretty early in the investigation.